Hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you do not know, I am Nico. I have been wanting so badly to get right back on here. I'm so glad we're back. We're back. So, well, I'm gonna get back to that gaming and all that. I'm so excited to get back into that. I just gotta figure out a couple of things when it comes to like the recordings and all that. So today's video is definitely a little bit different than the other videos that we do. But I want to say something like a reaction, but I'm also very familiar with the person that we're watching today. So let me just start off by saying, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope that you're having a great day, because I'm having a great day. Got my babies learning right now. We didn't all ate good this morning. Everybody's having a good morning already. I'm gonna have a great afternoon. Gonna have a great evening. I hope everybody's already starting off their day great. Get the energy going, get the energy pumping, all that good stuff. But yeah, so today we're going to be reacting / giving our 1-2 opinion on Lashay Hinton. Now, if you do not know who that is the Apple Store queen. I can't remember what year, but I'm sure when we get to watching all of that, it will go deep into like the lore of her and everything. Not too long of a video, so we ain't gonna be here forever, but the Apple Store queen, like, she went viral for that video of her dancing inside the Apple Store in front of those display cameras or those display phones. So yeah, just a whole lot with her. On YouTube they have her as like in the group of TikTok's worst moms, all of that. There's a couple of them. So if you do like this video, and you do have other people you want me to look into or just watch or any of that, I wouldn't mind that either, because baby, I be getting into the lore. I be getting into the lore of people, but I be all in people's business. Not too much, but I be in their business just enough to know what's going on. But I don't even be on TikTok because it just be too much. I don't even be on social media, like I told y'all. Like, this is literally the only place that you can find me right now. I mean, you can find I have accounts, like I have Facebook, I have all that, Instagram, all that. You can find my stuff, but I don't have it on my phone, so I don't get like the notifications or any of that. So I like to know what's going on, but I don't like to be involved like that. So I'm not in TikTok like that. I have TikTok on my phone. I think that's another one I have, but outside of just posting like my videos or my YouTube or none of that, that's the only thing that goes up there. But my personal opinion right off the bat, I already feel like some people shouldn't even be putting their business online like that, let alone TikTok. And I just started like watching TikTok, and I can see why people like it. It's for them people who have like a real bad attention span, like flipping through TikTok. I can get locked into TikTok, but like some people really shouldn't have TikTok, and we about to figure out why. But don't want to do too much. Don't want to have a long intro. I'm not about to be doing all that. I'm gonna be editing today, but it's supposed to be a chill day, so I'm not about to be doing too much. But let's get into Lashay Hinton / the Apple Store queen. Like I said, I'm familiar with her. I done dipped into her lore a little bit, but if y'all don't know, we'll be watching her together today. From a YouTuber, Vlad. I have been watching a lot of his videos lately, and he's definitely a good a commentator. So please go like, comment under all his stuff. Subscribe to this channel too. Real good stuff, baby. If you like this type of stuff, then yeah, go ahead and get on him. If we do start like watching these, I'm gonna dip on dab onto other creators too, or commentators too, just to show the love and support, because these are the people that I be watching. So yeah, this is from his channel, and it's titled "The Worst Mom on TikTok," Lashay Hinton. So go to his. I'm gonna have his video, his channel, all that in the description, baby. So don't copyright me, because I ain't got nothing to give you. I'm gonna have to be honest, I ain't got nothing. So we're gonna go ahead and dip into this real quick. I'm way too excited. So yeah, let's do the dang thing. Let's do it.
Because I haven't got paid yet, dumbass. You ever thought about that? TikTok don't pay out the moment the shit sings. I want some food right now. So be quiet then, Elijah. You giving me a hard time today. And you do this while I'm on camera. Be quiet. Don't nobody tell me how to raise my motherfucking kid. Hey! Mommy! That's gonna get off of me! That's right, get off my... Kiss me! Don't tell her that! She kissed you on the cheek like a sister.
Some creators rise fast, only to fall even faster. But few drops have been as sharp as Lashay Hinton's. Once known as the modest Apple Store girl, a relatable face dancing her way into TikTok feeds, her story has taken a series of shocking twists that left fans and critics scrambling to make sense of it. From seemingly innocent beginnings, including makeup videos and skits, to a persona tied to financial requests, accusations of neglect, and public scrutiny, Hinton's path is anything but straightforward. How did someone who seems so grounded end up at the center of repeated controversies? And is it fair to judge her by the rumors swirling online, or is there more behind the headlines? When people talk about Lashay Hinton today, the conversation almost always circles back to one thing: accusations of scamming and bad parenting. It's a theme that has followed her for years, showing up in Reddit threads, lipstick alley discussions, and countless comment sections. Whether fair or unfair, her name has become tied to questions about money, children, and trust. And once that label starts following someone online, it's nearly impossible to shake. Now, the claims about the scamming are varied, but they all connect to the same point: that Hinton has asked for help from her audience without always being honest about how that help was used.
I wish I had my own money or I could pay that shit off.
There you go, drive back.
It's pissing me off, stressing me out. My whole life right now is really stressing me out.
Some people describe it as straightforward begging, constantly requesting money, gifts, or support without showing much accountability afterward. Others go further, suggesting a more deliberate pattern of deception, where emotional appeals were crafted to bring in donations under circumstances that weren't fully true. One commented, "Oh, it must be so nice to rely and live off the government. As I'm a single mom of 2 with a full-time job, barely making it by because I make too much." Another said, "What's closure? You can pay for closure? Shit, wish I had known that my whole life." One of the earliest and most discussed accusations is the claim that she scammed the unemployment system. On Reddit, users have alleged that she collected benefits improperly and ended up owing more than $7,000 back. That number, 7,000, has been cited repeatedly, passed around as evidence that her financial troubles weren't just the result of bad luck, but questionable decisions. To some, it suggested that if she was willing to manipulate or misuse government aid, she might be willing to do the same with strangers online. That claim became a kind of anchor for her critics. Even people who didn't follow her closely began to reference it, using the unemployment case as shorthand for the bigger problems they saw in her behavior.
Hey, y'all wanna help me get some smoke today?
Of course, it's worth pointing out that most of these discussions are based on online posts and secondhand reports rather than official records. Still, the allegation has stuck, and for many people, it remains the strongest example of the scammer image attached to her.
Trying to dye my bundles a different color. Matter of fact, no, 150. 150 because I need a new closure. 150 because I need a new closure.
But the unemployment story is just one piece of the puzzle. Beyond government aid, there are ongoing complaints about the way Hinton has handled donations from her audience. Like many online figures, she maintained wish lists, often on Amazon, where supporters could buy items directly for her. Moreover, according to Lipstick Alley discussions, Hinton sometimes swapped out basic items for more expensive or unnecessary ones once donations started coming in. For critics, it was a sign that the initial appeals weren't entirely genuine, and that the urgent needs were more about creating a sense of obligation in supporters than actual survival. This is where her reputation began to shift. People stopped seeing her as a struggling woman and asking for help, and started calling her a panhandler. The term came up again and again in online conversations, tied to the way she consistently framed herself as a victim. Critics pointed out that she never seemed to pursue real work, that her energy went into asking for support rather than building stability.
This one, I'm starting not to like TikTok no more. I promise you, I'm not. I see why other content creators be dipping off on y'all because y'all some need some help. Like, swear to God. I see why all the other content creators don't with y'all.
And when she pushed back, saying she wasn't physically fit to hold down a job, it only deepened the divide. Some accepted that explanation, but others thought it didn't make sense, especially given the effort she put into maintaining an online presence. The dynamic was strange. On one hand, Hinton insisted she was being unfairly targeted, that people online talking about her didn't really know her life. On the other hand, her critics felt that she was actively shaping her narrative in a way that invited money without accountability. When someone constantly plays the role of a victim, the audience starts to question whether the hardship is real or exaggerated. And in Hinton's case, that question became the centerpiece of nearly every discussion about her.
I usually smoke every 420, but I ain't got you. I got to, but like I want some food right now, and I'm trying not to drink too. So I'm trying not to drink tonight. I'm trying to slow down on the drink.
What makes Hinton's situation stand out is how central money has always been to her presence. Many creators eventually monetize their platforms, but Hinton's appeal for support wasn't tied to extra content, entertainment, or a project. It was tied to her as a person, her day-to-day survival. That blurred line made every accusation hit harder. If her story was inflated or if her behavior was deceptive, then the very basis of her online identity came into question. However, before the panhandler and broke comments started coming in discussions, Lashay was already facing backlash due to bad parenting. What's more, it wasn't a single moment that earned her that label. Instead, it was a pattern of behavior pieced together by people who claimed to follow her closely. Small details, stories, and videos that painted a picture of neglect and dysfunction inside her own home.
Who give a fuck about me being a deadbeat? How many of y'all give a fuck about me being a deadbeat? How many of y'all give a fuck about me being a deadbeat? The worst deadbeat in this earth. How many of y'all?
One of the most common accusations revolved around how she handled food with her children. A Change.org petition even surfaced alleging that Hinton restricted food from her kids, with critics arguing that meals weren't being provided consistently or appropriately. For those following the story, this became a serious point of concern because food insecurity is one of the clearest markers of neglect. When combined with the financial support she was receiving from viewers, it raised the uncomfortable question of why donations weren't directly translating into better care for her children. Schooling was another flashpoint. Reddit threads accused Hinton of failing to properly register her children for school and allowing them to miss multiple days because she was incapacitated by alcohol.
Yeah, it's cool. I just didn't go because I didn't feel like doing all that. I had to get it. It's too cute. I had to get it.
For critics, this was more than just disorganization. It suggested a lack of stability at home, one that her children were paying the price for. Education is often the most visible measure of parental responsibility, and missing school days, especially for reasons tied to her drinking, quickly fueled claims that she wasn't providing the structure her kids needed. Why do people have kids if they can't be bothered to take care of them? I seriously don't get it. Beyond education and meals, there were broader concerns about basic care. Hygiene, living conditions, and clothing were all brought up in online discussions, with posters saying her children often appeared without suitable outfits for their age. These observations might have seemed minor on their own, but when added to the larger narrative, they fed into the picture of neglect. To critics, it looked like she was failing to meet the most fundamental responsibilities of parenting.
On the porch.
So imagine this being your neighbor.
I'm not feeding into them. All I know is ain't nobody else shit.
The accusations didn't stop at neglect. They also extended into verbal abuse. Multiple posts on Reddit described Hinton yelling at her children on live streams, with one particularly disturbing claim that she called her oldest son ugly and even spat on him during an outburst. For viewers, those kinds of moments stood out because they happened in real time in front of an audience. Unlike other allegations that came secondhand, these clips gave people something more concrete to point to.
Elijah, what's wrong?
Like, it would take too much for you to stop what you're doing. That fucking makeup is pissing me off. For you to go check on your
You gotta
baby.
do all that. All that is not called for. Ain't nobody yelling at him. I can yell at your ass. How about that?
It wasn't just speculation.
Shouldn't it
It was
look
behavior caught on camera that people felt confirmed the stories of instability at home.
So be quiet then, Elijah. You giving me a hard time today.
Like she got so much that she doing.
Be quiet.
Absolutely nothing. Sitting in front of people making fun of you is crazy as fuck.
Oh my God, man. I am trying to chill. He doing too much, man.
There were also claims that she manipulated her children in front of the camera. Some users said Hinton coached her kids into saying certain things during live videos, shaping the narrative in ways that benefited her image. This was a particularly sensitive accusation, because it suggested she wasn't just neglecting them behind the scenes, but also involving them in her online controversies. To critics, this crossed a line. Children being used to defend or prop up an adult's story online raised questions about their well-being and whether their voices were being twisted to fit her needs.
Elijah, we just had a talk, right? So what's the problem? What's the problem? What am I missing? What am I missing, Elijah? Elijah, but you're not being quiet though. You're not listening. You're not following my directions.
Faced with these accusations, Hinton didn't stay silent. She pushed back, saying the claims weren't true and that outsiders were twisting her life into something it wasn't. At times, she admitted she was far from perfect, but she also argued that no one had ever taught her how to parent. That statement, "Nobody showed me how to be a parent."
Okay, first of all, let me just go ahead and stop right there. When it comes to like these reaction videos and stuff, like I be trying my hardest not to say a whole lot of things. And I'm familiar with Lashay. Like I said, I'm glad that like he dips into like the lore and I watch different creators and stuff. Like everybody always shows me something different, but that nobody taught me how to be a parent thing personally hit me the worst way. Just because I've heard it before by my own parent, and it is a sorry ass excuse. Let me just tell you. First of all, if we do get into a little bit more of these TikTok moms, y'all piss me off so bad, and I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, I understand having mental challenges, things that you face. Everybody has their own issues. That's why every time I get on my channel, I'm always trying to start off with the positivity, start off with the energy and letting that be known right off the bat. Just because I'm not used to a lot of things. And for me as a parent, like I did post my first video was just a sort of like an intro into me, but like also who I am like as a parent, the things that I deal with and I struggle with as a parent. And I'm glad that we're even watching something like this because I have my own point of view with certain things. Like at the end of the day, nobody's prepared to be a parent. We as women can easily go out here just like men, have sex, and before you know it, boom, you're pregnant. Boom, you have a baby. Like 9 months don't take that long. Boom, you got a baby. Nobody is prepared. It doesn't come with an instruction manual on how to do it. And if they give you a book, you still don't know what you're doing. So the fact that y'all sit here and y'all use I'm not prepared to be a parent, nobody taught me how to be a parent, well, that's everybody else in the world. The thing that you need to do is be an adult, because at the end of the day, once you have that child and you made the decision to have that child, it completely falls on you, because that baby has absolutely no way to defend themselves or make any decisions for themselves. You sit around and you have the audacity, and I'm sorry, let me just say to y'all, I'm sorry before we even get into this, because I already know it's boiling my blood, but like I said, I didn't pop my nails off. I was getting angry, I ain't even gonna lie to you. But this pisses me off so bad is because that is a sorry ass excuse for why you're a sorry ass parent. And you sit around and you talk about when you wasn't prepared, nobody taught you nothing. Well, nobody taught me anything either. And I have two kids. Nobody's giving me an instruction manual on anything. And thank God I have their father here every single day to help me. But it's still hard. You still gonna have challenges. You still gonna struggle. Just because you have a man or you have somebody helping you do certain things doesn't take away nothing. Y'all be so quick. well, I just need a man to take care of me and my kids and da-da-da-da. That doesn't change nothing. It is solely your responsibility because you pushed that baby out of your cooter to get something on your head. You had the whole 9 months to get something on your head. You need to prioritize yourself and you need to prioritize that child. Even to this very day, might have a man in my life, father of my kids, a ring on my finger, all of that. And that doesn't change anything because at the end of the day, if we were to break up, I still have to prioritize my children. I have to focus on only my children at the end of the day. The fact that y'all keep talking about, and then this is so crazy because on one hand, TikTok is not for these types of people, but we would never know if they didn't bring their ass to TikTok and now we see all the shit they on. So you need to watch out for people like this, or if you even dealing with something like this and you have a parent who don't want to take no type of accountability, don't want to be a grown-up and sit around to this very day blaming their parent for them being a fucked up parent. You're a fucked up parent because you're a fucked up parent. But instead of just being a fucked up parent and saying to yourself, you know what, something has to change because you're given a new day every single day. God has blessed you with a new day and you could change at any point in time and you choose not to. Life is full of that. Free will is exactly that. You have the choice to change and you don't want to change. So since you don't want to change, you shouldn't be a parent. This is one of them situations where they should have definitely came and scooped them children up because the reality is you don't want to be a parent. But because you don't want to be alone, you drag your children around with you everywhere you go. And if somebody has something to say about it, you're in the comments or you're on social media getting angry at everybody else because they got something to say about it. We got something to say about it because it's not making any sense. You refuse to take any type of accountability. You are sitting in front of a camera every single day doing this makeup bullshit for absolutely nothing at all. And if you are getting something for it, you're only getting something for yourself. All I've heard her say is she wants some smoke and something to drink. I ain't heard her say nothing about them kids. And if you talking about 94 days out of 365 days in a year, your lazy ass couldn't get up and take your kids to school. There ain't no lure to dip into over here. I'm gonna have to be honest with y'all. I was out of school at the age of 14. And don't sit here and say, well, it was because I didn't have this and I didn't have that. It's because you prioritized whatever you wanted to do as a sorry ass parent instead of making sure that I got to school. So as my grown ass at 14 grown had to figure out how to get my own education. Shouldn't have to be trying to figure out none of that, but I had to. And it's unfortunate that this is exactly how you create a generational curse because you're a sorry ass parent. And it's a cycle basis. And I have to deal with something like that. You know, just because a parent is terrible to you and you become a parent and you now don't want to take no accountability. So you say, well, it's because I wasn't taught this and I wasn't taught that. Now you have children who don't know what to do when they become parents and they're confused because they never had no type of guidance. And that's your fault. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit around and blame my parent for the excuse my language, I'm sorry, y'all, the shit that I've been through. I have to make a conscious decision when I wake up at the end of the day. My babies are going to need me. My babies don't rely on nobody else but me. And any of the support that I get to this very day, I thank every single person. My fiance, all his family is literally my family. I call his mom my mom. Like, because at the end of the day, it's all about the people that you meet with the good hearts that will end up being truly your family. Because the family that you got, baby, they don't mean nothing. If they not showing that for real, they don't mean nothing. This is sick. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I didn't pause this video for this long. And we still got so much longer to go. But baby, I just had to say that. Stop using the fact that you didn't have it for the reason why you won't take accountability as a parent. The reality is you weren't ready to be a parent. Like nobody is. Nobody else, nobody's prepared to be a parent. But at the end of the day, if you sit down and lay and everybody knows how to make a baby because we all went to school and they teach you that pretty early because they know y'all gonna get out here, y'all gonna start fucking. That's what's gonna happen. You gonna start fucking. Let's talk about it. You gonna start fucking, and the possibility of you ended up having a child sooner than what your parents would like for your age to be when you have children. Yeah, that's what happens. You sit around and you have unprotected sex, boom, you're gonna get pregnant. I don't know why it's such a shocker here, but yeah, you end up getting pregnant and boom, you have a baby. Nobody's prepared for that, but it's all about the choices that you make when you have your child. You get a job. You make sure you make the money. You can't find nobody to watch the baby, you will find somebody. You work around it. You get a work from home job, you work around it. There's ways. That's why there's ways. I just don't understand. I don't understand it. From the start, I'm not even trying to start a rant, but I'm so sick and tired of it. And it's sick. It's really sick. But like I said, I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't even gonna get like that. But ooh, my spirit, it just don't rub me the right way. It just don't rub me.
Became one of her most repeated defenses.
Let me say this one more time. Don't nobody tell me how to raise my motherfucking kids. They came out of my not yours. This is my household, not yours. You got a problem with the way I talk to my kids and raise my kids? Shut the up and go get some psychiatric help.
For supporters, it was a humanizing explanation, a way of acknowledging her struggles without accepting the harsher labels being thrown at her. For critics, it wasn't nearly enough. They felt that regardless of her background, the choices she was making were harming her children in the present.
Y'all believe anything. Y'all believe anything a hater tell y'all. Just because it's negative, you don't believe it. That's your problem now. Just because it's negative, no, it's not true. Y'all need to know the difference.
You sitting in front of the camera every goddamn day. I mean, we can only believe what we see.
Y'all need to figure out the difference. Y'all need to figure out the truth and come back and shut up. Just because a hating asshole tell y'all something, just because a hating asshole tell y'all something, that does not mean it's true.
What made these claims hit harder was that they weren't confined to one platform. Change.org petitions, Reddit discussions, and YouTube comments all carried variations of the same criticisms. The consistency gave the accusations a kind of weight, even if not every detail could be verified. In an online environment where perception spreads quickly, repetition often matters more than absolute proof. Those poor babies. Don't nobody tell me how to raise my kids now. CPS is telling you Silverback. She deserves so much bad karma for how she treated those babies. It's unreal. For Hinton, these discussions marked an early turning point in how she was viewed. Before people focused on her panhandling or her unemployment debt, many had already decided that she wasn't living up to her role as a parent. And once that judgment set in, everything else she did, whether asking for money, explaining her circumstances, or pushing back against critics, was filtered through that lens. And that left her with little room to defend herself. Saying she was struggling or that outsiders didn't understand only went so far when people believed they were seeing neglect unfold in real time. Once the image of a neglectful parent takes hold, it's almost impossible to undo. Things escalated quickly after months of criticism over Lashay Hinton's behavior towards her children, but the situation took an even darker turn in 2022. The controversy reached a climax when allegations of sexual misconduct surfaced, this time involving her own family.
Shoes.
A lot of those
That's all y'all doing, going back and forth, lying on each other. That's all y'all doing. Saying one line, it's another line.
In December 2022, during one of Hinton's live streams, viewers claimed to have witnessed a disturbing incident. According to social media posts, Hinton's biological niece was allegedly assaulted while on camera. What shocked audiences even more was the perception that Lashay either ignored what was happening or failed to intervene in any meaningful way.
Sitting around doing these sorry ass edges, not even doing the shit properly because you're more concerned about this instead of focusing on them children in there.
Let me see y'all. I just came to put my wig on. Don't tell her that. She kissed you on the cheek like a
Not
sister.
even doing the shit right. It's pissing me the fuck off.
They on their tablets right.
I mean, even if you're not even locked into what the kids are doing, just the hearing them would be enough for me. Because what is going on in there?
The reaction was immediate and intense. Clips circulated rapidly, with critics accusing her of negligence and even complicity. A Change.org petition was soon launched, demanding accountability and urging platforms to take action against her. The petition gathered hundreds of signatures in a short span, showing how deeply the event resonated with those who had either followed her or stumbled upon the viral footage. For many, this wasn't just another instance of online drama. It felt like a line had been crossed. Unlike previous controversies about donations or content choices, this involved a child and allegations of abuse. Even people who had previously defended Lashay found it difficult to dismiss the seriousness of what was being claimed, brushing the same spot on her head for 15 years. She cared about perfecting that baby hair more than she cares for the actual babies. Lord, I hope baby girl never has to be in that situation again.
Bro.
She was so helpless. Hinton later acknowledged that troubling events had occurred while she was present, admitting she felt powerless to intervene at the time. She explained that the situation was overwhelming, leaving her unsure how to react and unable to act.
Yes, something happened. Me and my sister don't know what happened.
You don't know because you didn't do shit to go check. That's the
fact
problem.
that y'all are labeling
And that
kids
fucking
and
makeup is pissing me
labeling
off.
anybody, period. Like y'all know what's going on behind the scenes is crazy. Like, there wasn't a camera there. Now y'all saying I did it because, like I said, this is why I don't speak on it.
While she recognized mistakes were made, she emphasized that there was no intent to harm and that she was now trying to process the situation and make better choices. Her admission highlighted the difficulty of balancing personal struggle with responsibility, especially under the scrutiny of an online audience.
Like, I didn't react to certain stuff fast enough.
You didn't react at all. What do you mean?
I'm already dealing with it enough right here. Like,
You don't even owe these people an ex. That's what's killing me.
Cause I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do that. That's one thing I'm not finna do. So it's like.
What made matters worse was the permanence of the internet. Even after she tried to move forward, the clips, petitions, and forum discussions remained searchable.
Duh.
Every new video she posted would attract comments, dragging the past back up. Some viewers demanded she explain herself further, while others concluded she had no defense and chose silence to avoid incriminating herself. She needs to take accountability because it's the right thing to do, not because we want her to.
Thank
She'll
you.
never go forward if she can't own up to shit and learn to correct her
Like,
prevent
you're
for the
trying
future.
to sit here
She's
and
too worried about
tell
the internet
these
and
people
not worried enough
online.
about
You
what
need to
really
be talking
matters.
to your sister
What had started as debates
about her
donations
child that
and
was you were supposed to be
authenticity evolved into
responsible
something
for.
far more serious, reshaping the way audiences talked about Lashay Hinton and what kind of influence she should or shouldn't hold. Now, mind you, her own son said he and his brother held her down while the nephew touched her, and then she tried to get him to say it had nothing to do with her kids. But what made the December 2022 scandal so jarring for many viewers was the fact that Lashay Hinton wasn't always seen this way. Long before petitions, allegations, and donation disputes, she had built her name online with something far simpler: modesty, relatability, and a knack for entertaining content. In the beginning, Lashay's career didn't look anything like the drama-filled spectacle that later unfolded. She was first noticed for her lighthearted uploads about daily life, makeup, and routine.
I can't reply to all these comments, y'all. Thank you. TikTok. I don't know what to say. Y'all. Thank you.
Unlike many influencers who jumped onto YouTube or TikTok with polished, high-production content, Hinton's style was stripped down. She seemed like someone turning on a camera in their living room and just being herself. That was exactly what gave her a sense of authenticity in the early years. Her first significant breakthrough came through dance videos. Around the late 2010s and into the early 2020s, platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels were exploding with short-form dance trends. Hinton joined in, but what set her apart was the Apple Store Challenge, which earned her the name Apple Queen.
Who even does this? Like
That video
randomly?
didn't just introduce her to thousands of new
Unprovoked.
viewers, it defined her early reputation. People saw her as fun, down-to-earth, and unpretentious. She wasn't trying to be glamorous or larger than life. She was simply joining in on something millions of others were doing, and she did it in a way that felt real. For many fans who would later turn into critics, this memory of her beginnings is what made the later controversy so shocking. I had no clue she ended up how she is now. Back then,
Okay. Well, y'all are more than welcome to form your own opinions on Lashay, but yeah, I'm just not rocking with that. Personally, I just think it's disgusting. Like I said, there's no restrictions when it comes to like age or TikTok. When it comes to that TikTok, a lot of these people be on TikTok, and it's just a paying platform for them to just go and do a whole bunch of nonsense. And when you go live, you get a lot of people on there. You get a lot of attention, and it's just an easy way for people to, I guess, come up with views and everything. But everybody's always watching, no matter what it is that you're doing. You can go outside right now, someone is watching. There's always somebody watching. But when you do it on social media, it's easier to get a clip or record it and post it, and then they'd be like, well, they're lying, da 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 da. People are so quick to prove you wrong. What kills me about these people, honestly, is they do it to themselves. And like I said, mental illness is a serious thing. It is really, really serious. But that's why I always say, I just wish people would have prioritized themselves before one. And you can't control like the circumstances that you go through, but one, having children, or two, getting on social media and allowing people, so many different people you don't know, to be in your business like that. That's why I don't be on social media like that. Not because I fear people being in my business, but it's because like I don't want to be involved in other people's business like that. And that's just for a peace thing when it comes to me. I'm an empath. I'm hypersensitive. Like I easily get attached to people and the things that they go through. And just to keep my spirit and my soul just at ease, I try not to be involved at all with stuff like that. Because it is so easy, and people come in there and they're forming their opinions. But when kids are involved, you're hitting a special part, especially for those who have children. Like, there's no excuse for your behavior. Like I said, mental illness is a serious thing. That's why I wish a lot more people would prioritize themselves instead of involving themselves in stuff like social media. Because once you get in there, it's very hard to turn back around. And he's asking, like, is this something that you can change, or like she can come back from? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And to be perfectly honest, if them kids are out of that house, she don't care. that she does not care. I promise you, she'll continue to do the same things that she's doing, that makeup and all of that, for absolutely no reason. I'm not even really sure why she's even doing the makeup thing. I'm not sure if she's getting paid for it, but her crowd or audience now is just people just watching her. Her trolls are just watching her to see what next spectacle or nonsense that she's about to do next, and they're going to be ready for it, and they're just ready to expose it. But yeah, I don't rock with these types of things, but I'm only interested in doing the type of content just because, like, I always feel like I do try to have a fair mind when it comes to certain things, and I don't mind being verbal about it, but I like to try to look at both sides. Like I said, some people do need to prioritize themselves and focus on getting themselves together before they do certain things and they move a certain way. But like I said, there's also choices that you make every single day. Just because you have mental challenges does not remove any responsibility from you at all. It doesn't. Just because you struggle with certain things does not mean that you aren't responsible for the things that you do either. But child, I don't know. Please like, comment, subscribe. We didn't finally at the end. This is a long video. I'm not even gonna be able to like clip too much of it, but yeah, I'm just glad that you rocked out this long. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you guys are having a great day. Please tell me all about it, whatever you got going on. Baby, I'm here to listen. Any suggestions, any of that, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. Please look at any of the other videos that I've uploaded in the past. Like I said, I'm gonna get the gaming and all of that figured out. Recording all of that for you guys. I'm definitely excited to get back into that. That was pretty fun for sure. Way for me to relax and a little outlet for me for sure. But yeah, have a great day. Continue to have a great day. Don't stress, man. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and it's really crazy for sure. But I hope you're having keeping a level head and trying to stay positive and trying to keep your head up for sure. But I love you, and peace, love, chicken grease, all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm trying to make sure that I didn't forget anything. But yeah, I don't want to waste any more of your time. Bye.